If I ever took a loss, I learned a lesson. I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up, I ain't stressing.
Yo, what's up, world? It's your boy once again, Jay Smiley. Welcome back to the EYMF podcast. We're back with book 2, episode 2. And before we introduce our amazing guests, I do want to shout out the best podcast team in the podcast world, CP, CC. How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
I'm great.
Hey,
I'm great.
the highly anticipated I'm great. I'm waiting for you to say it every episode at this point now.
Oh yeah, I'm real great now. Extra great.
CC, how you doing?
I'm peachy. It's been a great day.
Oh, God. Oh, man. All right. I appreciate y'all once again. And next, world, I do want to take the time out to introduce our guests. Coming from all the way from San Antonio, Texas. I'm an up-and-coming podcaster as well. I won't give y'all too much info. I will definitely let her give y'all the goods about herself, but I would love to introduce Miss Noonie B. Thank you for joining the EYMF podcast. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So I don't want to spoil the world too much with your amazing story, but definitely we would love to hear a little bit about you and what you're working on and what you got coming up for the world.
Well, thank you, Jay. I am currently working on my own podcast. I originally started out a couple years ago, back in 2017, with Soiree Duvon. It was a podcast with me and a good friend of mine, and we had just wanted to get some good content out there, some good wholesome laughs, some good wholesome fun, and at the same time still talk about navigating life and, family, friends, relationships. And I think we were in our late to mid 20s at the time when we started. And at the start of COVID, it kind of slowed things down and we kind of took a break from that. But I've always had an interest in it. So here I am back again with a new podcast. It's called Just These Kids Mama. And it's a solo project that I'm working on. Basically, it's still talking about the same things, just in the lens of, from myself, and minus the red wine that we usually talk about during every episode. But it's more about mental space, safe space for everybody, not just, if you have kids or not, even men, I came up with the name just because, when y'all boil it down, like, I really am just these kids' mama, like, right. Just the most multifaceted being, but, I got other things going on I want to talk about. So it's just all about providing a safe space where people, like-minded people, can come listen, talk good stuff, talk good shit, and get something from it, So, very excited, so.
Good. I love that. I love to hear it. In advance, we definitely give you your best wishes for sure. I know you're going to kill it.
Thank you.
And thank you for giving us a little insight to that. I know the world is definitely going to be looking out for it because we'll definitely be pushing it when you drop it. So be on the lookout, world, for the dope podcast coming soon.
Thank you.
No problem. I
just want to say that is a dope ass name.
I was about to say it is. Just these kids' mama.
What the marketing and promotion is going to be like with that name?
Yeah.
Right.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
the theme song or the slogans or the logo that you can have to go with that. Like
I'm still working that little tweak part out because it's kind of hard to kind of nail that, but I feel like I got the right vibe going with it.
So. And then I feel like with that you can tie in, of course. You're going to tie in your family and real life situations, but like you can spin it off. You know what I mean? And you can touch base on your kids, and you get a little insight to them because kids are very interesting. Like I don't care what I say. They are very interesting individuals. They are the most interesting individuals on this planet.
Yes,
I feel like the older you get, the less interesting you get, and then you hit like this hill, and you start getting interesting again. The more older you get, it's like once you hit like that 20 to like 50 range, you're kind of boring. Like, okay, you're trying to find yourself, you're trying to have fun, you're trying to live life. But once you get past 50, you start to
Mhm.
really settle down. So like, I don't know. I just feel like that's when you really like start to use the stuff that you learned throughout your 20s through 50s to really apply it to your 50s going forward. So, but to
Yeah.
your point, yes, kids are really interesting. So that's gonna be a dope spin.
Thank
We're gonna be
you.
able to push that real tough. So definitely looking
Thank you.
forward to it for sure.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
but before we hop into this episode, it's always good to catch up with y'all and talk and have fun. World, we definitely try to have fun behind the scenes and bloopers and stuff that y'all don't see. We've been laughing for like the last like 20, 30 minutes. So, I appreciate y'all. It's always a good time. We might not be in the studio right now, but we definitely get studio vibes. So I definitely appreciate y'all.
Yes.
But an apple
Where's
a day,
CC?
an apple a day, an apple a day. That's what we're gonna run with today, world. When y'all hear that, I guess that's an old phrase that we used to hear back in the day. An apple a day, keep the doctor away. But in today's time, when we talk about that, we can spin that in so many different directions and talk about mental health, talk about emotional health as far as friendships, relationships go, work relationships. You can talk about so many different things as far as like living a healthy lifestyle. Um,
Mhm.
Miss Noonie B, I know you have some expertise and history in that background of
Yes.
mental health. Would you mind sharing some of that with us and your insight on it?
Yes. So I'm in school for psychology, specifically applied behavioral analysis because I have a daughter on the spectrum, on the autism spectrum. So I really wanted to learn ways to kind of help her long term. And what I found out was not a lot of, places had resources. So here I am. But that journey has been very interesting in itself, just as a Black person, in this world, because like, just for example, even for Black women, specifically our anxiety, things like that, um it comes off as like aggressive or very irritable or um less focused. Those things kind of come up a lot for us, and it makes sense because I see a lot of that in my own, retrospect, looking back as a child growing up. Like, that wasn't me being, just a meanie or just like a bad kid. I had anxiety growing up. So learning that it does like manifest in different ways. So it's been a very interesting journey trying to figure out how to handle it. Meditation has like been big for me. And I know that's like the cliche thing to say, like, oh, have you tried meditating? But it really does make a big difference when a person like myself, I do have like ADHD, I have anxiety. So I do struggle with like organization and have like time. So those things for me, like, is a was a big help, like, in this in my coursework. So journaling, uh being active. So CP, you were talking about like how you're back in the gym. Like, I'm pretty sure that's having great effects on how you even get up and, look out for the rest of your day. So staying active and then having that peace of mind, like, to yourself, like, having kids, like, your mind's everywhere. So you got to close out a couple of tabs. Finding time for yourself and honestly saying, fuck them kids. Like, I love my children. I love my kids. Like, 10 toes down, I would give my life for them, walk through fire, but fuck them. Like, I need to take care of me first. So I am a strong supporter of that. So taking care of you first is always important because you cannot take care of your family and people around you with a half empty cup. So just navigating and trying to find different ways to help yourself and settle the craziness in your head,
Yes.
even taking time, working too much can be uh detrimental to your mental health.
Right.
So
Right.
taking that time out to be still, taking that time out to just be aware is very important, especially like now. Like, concreting these habits now, like, will have greater effects later on, so
I agree.
yeah.
I agree for sure. You made a good point, touching base on CP back in the gym. Because I know we was talking about it before we started recording, which for me personally, it's gonna stick to me now because I've been telling myself I need to get back in the gym, and I keep telling myself that I need to get back in the gym. But CP, what's that journey been like? You know, as you talk about an apple a day, living a healthier lifestyle, what's that? That's a physical aspect of your life, but I'm sure it's touching base in other aspects of your life. So what's that journey been looking like for you, bro?
Man, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how they do it.
All right, I got a question. Are you a before work or after work gym person?
Whenever I can get in there.
That's
Get in where you can fit in.
That's
Boy,
real.
be crawling into the gym. I'm
Whenever
here.
I can get in there. But I was just on vacation, so I got in there early.
Okay. Right. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But how's it going?
Well, I had to take a rest day.
Yeah. Right. You gotta rest on a Sunday. You gotta rest on Sunday.
You
I
said
heard
another
what you
one.
said. You said you was what? You said you was running or riding 5 miles on the bike. You said.
Yeah, 5 miles on a bike.
Okay.
Okay,
I feel good though.
Yeah.
I feel good. All jokes aside, I feel good.
Good.
I can honestly say I can get in there consistently.
Okay. I
I
got
can
you.
get in there consistently. I can do what I need to do. Yeah.
So
And
what goals are you trying to reach? What are you trying to do with that? For
man, I'm
anybody that's
trying to
listening that's trying to get back in the gym, what goals are you trying to obtain? You trying to tone up? You trying to bulk up? You trying to lose weight? You trying to just be active for the kids?
all of the above. But the kids is the main reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
My kids is the main reason. I wish I had them younger when I had more energy,
Yeah.
but
Everything happens for a
I'm in
reason.
the gym. I'm in the gym now, so
There you go.
That's all that
There
matters.
you
I'm
go.
good.
Hey, look, we're gonna have to start doing like some challenges or something like
Yeah, we can do
track
that.
your mileages
We
or
can do
something
that.
so we can hold each other accountable.
Yeah, we can do that. We can
Yeah,
do that.
down.
But I am still trying to walk around this bitch like Arnold Schwarzenegger, though.
Hey, look, I promise you. Hey, look, we
I ain't
still
gonna need no
got like a
bitch.
month and a half left of summer. We can still walk around with no shirt on if we do it good enough. Trust me, I promise you. We got 6 months left of summer. We got 6 weeks left of summer.
Intense
We can make it
lifting.
happen, bro. We can walk around with no shirts on. Definitely by the end of summer, we can make it happen.
Man,
I got this little gut going on right now.
I got the dad bod going right now.
Not the
The dad
dad
bod
Yeah.
got to go
bod.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, dad bod, man.
Listen,
Hey,
ain't nothing
man.
wrong.
Ain't nothing wrong with a
Hey,
dad
look,
bod.
ain't nothing wrong with it, man. Ain't nothing
No,
wrong
ain't
with
nothing
it.
wrong with it. Nope.
Miss Cece,
Yeah.
Miss Cece, what have you been working on? What's going on in the world of Cece? You know, how are you improving your mental health and your healthy lifestyle on a day-to-day basis, man?
I've started praying more. I get up, I do Bible study certain days out the week. I've been eating on a different schedule. So like when I wake up, I might drink a cup of water. So like I'm a little bit more healthy with the things that I've been trying to eat. Cause I suffer with IBD. So a lot of times if I just eat unhealthy foods, I get a flare up. So I've been eating differently. Um, every now and then I got a journal. If I feel like I need to write something down, I'll write in my journal and let it go. But I've been I don't know, sometimes I get reclusive. So I keep to myself and it helps me. If I need to branch out and talk to those in my community or my friends around me, I have those there. But sometimes I need to step back, take a break, take a deep breath, and be by myself for a little bit. So I just been working on that lately. Nice and simple.
Good. Good. I like that.
Josh, what you been
How
doing?
is this? How are these transitions? Ah, look at you! Look! You trying to spin it back on me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great question. Honestly, life has thrown a lot of curveballs. Like I'm sure we've been hit with a few. Everyone in this chat has. I've taken some time to really put life on pause, and I don't think anybody can say life has been on pause since COVID came around. But I put life on pause. I've taken a leave of absence from work. I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that, and they support me in that regards. When you take losses in your family, or when you like take a sudden loss or a loss you know is coming, or you have a certain age range in your family, you know, that's getting up there in age and they start to pass away, it takes a toll on you mentally, right? Doesn't mean you're crazy, doesn't mean anything of that nature. It just means that you're going through changes that you do not know how to handle. And that's where I'm at right now, learning how to handle change. Growing up, when you're young, you don't think about these people not being here because they're there. You're young, you're living life, it's normal. You think they're always going to be there, but when that changes, it's like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but it's like your favorite TV show getting canceled. And you'd be like, dang, what happened to that TV show? And life just don't feel right without it. And then you kind of learn how to cope without that TV show. And that's kind of where I'm at. Cece and I went to church this morning. I just lost my aunt last Sunday. Rest in peace, Aunt Sylvia. And we've been talking and just trying to figure out ways to get the mental health together. And we went to church today. And it was like, you know, everybody say, man, I went to church and the pastor was preaching to me. Like he was, like, literally, it was like, you know how Facebook be listening to you when you be talking? That's kind of how it was. Like, bro, like you really know what's going on in my life right now. Like, dang, I'm at a point right now where I got to start separating myself, start building off of the pain that I've experienced, and start turning it into triumph. Like he was talking about, you know, we just sitting there like, dang, like, okay. And he was so laid back with it, so casual with it, that we was just like, you know, very relatable. So going back to church is something I'm definitely gonna get back to doing. And then honestly, just praying overall, trying to eat better, cook Sunday dinner, you know, little things like that. Just taking the proper steps to really get in touch with the mental aspect of things. Going to counseling, going to therapy, going to therapy.
What's on the menu for Sunday dinner, huh?
Cook Sunday dinner, man. Cook Sunday
What's
dinner.
on the menu? What's on the menu?
Yeah, man. You know, it was something slight. You know, it wasn't nothing too crazy. You know, we had some chicken and some mac and cheese and some sweet peas and, you know, made like a little grilled cheese sandwich for lunch. Oh, okay. Yeah, my fault. But yeah, yeah, man. The Sunday dinner was cool, man. It was cool.
You had to prep it, seasoning, you know, the stuff that you had to take time with, right?
Yes.
Not that Velveeta.
Not the Velveeta. Yeah, you know, it was a well prepared meal. You know what I mean? So just trying to get back into the space of being patient with my decisions. You know, you make a decision and you want to rush it. You know what I mean? That's what they were saying in church today. Like you have the promise, but you don't want to fall in love with the process to get to the promise. And you got to really fall in love with the process to get to where you want to go to. And I love the fact that you're so intrigued, bro. I love it, man. But
I am real intrigued.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, bro. I do. But
I'm intrigued with what's going on in your life right now, my brother.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So it's been some changes. One thing that Pastor Norfield said, we go to Smokey Norfield's church, and one thing he said is about keeping the right people around you. And what I will say is CP, we've been rocking. CC, we've been rocking. Miss Nudie B, I've been knowing you since I was 11, 12 years old. So having those right people around you, it plays a major role. It does. CP, I know you be busy, but I know I can hit you up at any point in time and be like, yo, bro, just checking in with you. How you doing? Get good, healthy conversation. That things like that go a long way. So when it comes to, an apple a day and trying to live a healthier lifestyle, it's more than just going to the doctor. It's more than just eating an apple a day. It's more than just drinking that glass of wine a day. It's about getting in touch with your true mental and facing it head on. And when you face it head on, opportunities is endless.
That's true.
They really are. They really are for
That
sure.
is true. Opportunities are endless.
They are. They definitely are, man. So as far as opportunities, that's a great emphasis, CP. That's a great emphasis. Do you have do you have any opportunities as far as anything that you know you can work on right now to help you get to where you want to go even further? Because of course, you're not done, right? Like you want to get
Right.
to a point where you're your own boss. You're going to have to hit a certain level and a certain plateau to get to that point. What do you think it's going to take for you to do to reach that ultimate level? I mean, and we can all answer that question. But CP, what do you really have to do? It's going to be hard and uncomfortable. You might have to go some nights where you get 2-3 hours of sleep. But what do you know that you have to do to get to that next level?
Be consistent.
Boom.
That's
That's it.
Boom.
Because if I'm consistent, it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be
hey,
cocky.
I ain't got no
No,
mic or nothing.
I'm just confident in myself.
Nah, I
That's
get that.
it.
I get that. I get that for sure. I get that
Yeah.
because so what you're saying is, and I'm sure, ladies, I'm sure y'all can agree with him when it says that just when it comes to being consistent. When you say just be consistent, what you're telling the world is you already have the drive, you already have the knowledge, you already have the ability to be a student, you already know the rough patches you're going to hit. You just got to just do it on a consistent basis. That's all you got to do is just do it daily.
That's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It only takes
That's
30
it.
days to develop a new lifestyle.
Yep.
So you do something for 30 days, you've already committed to a new lifestyle. So consistency definitely is key.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Because I definitely got it set on my phone to remind me to do something at a certain time,
Yep.
but I swipe up.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
I just
true.
swipe up because I get tired of seeing the notifications.
Yeah, yeah, true. I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Consistency.
But yeah, consistency.
It's the key.
What is well first before I dive into that part, we're gonna hold on to that word consistency. Ladies, would you all care to answer that question? What do you have to do to go from being good to being great, or being great to being excellent? What do y'all think y'all have to do?
I personally think that there are some things that I have to, with being consistent, let go of some things and some people.
Mm-hmm.
Like that extra baggage, you gotta let go of. So, oh my gosh, CP.
Mm-hmm.
I. You gonna give me my answer one way or another. I'm gonna read into the lines, but you gonna give me my answer. All right, go ahead, CC.
That was it,
I love
though. That was
podcasting,
it.
y'all.
That's
I love podcasting.
that's it. Let go.
Okay, let go and let God.
Exactly.
Amen.
Give him the
Amen.
control.
And I guess for me, I will say on top of being consistent, for me it's procrastinating and setting my sticking to my boundaries. So if I know it ain't gonna happen today, instead of me committing to it, like I have a bad habit of saying, oh yeah, sure, I'll do that, and overcommit myself. So I
Yeah,
need to stick to my boundaries and not try to be the the people pleaser that is so deeply instilled in me. So
right.
yeah,
Because that
so
bites you in the ass sometimes.
it does. It bites you in the
Bites
ass
you.
every single time, actually,
It does.
because 9 times out of 10, the person that asks you to do something can do it themselves. They can find a way to do it because if you weren't an option to go to in the first place, you
Yep,
know. So
I agree. I
setting
agree.
boundaries for me and stop procrastinating. I work the best under pressure, so it's like a double-edged sword for me. Like I'm sweating bullets and like going crazy up until I'm like I hit submit or like oh God, I got it done, and then I'm like I should have did that 10 days ago.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I've been whooping my own ass for no reason, but the results be on point. The results are impeccable. So I
Yep,
can't.
That's
yep.
because
It's
she works well under pressure.
100%. Don't let nobody see you sweat, even if you got $1,000 sweater on. Look,
Some people
I'm,
just doesn't work well under pressure.
you're gonna see me
man,
sweat, and I'm gonna cuss the entire way doing it, but it's gonna get done. It's gonna get
there
done.
you go.
Oh, you're done.
There
I'm
you
gonna feel
go.
like
Heavy on.
crap after, but it's gonna get done.
There you go. Hey, look, the reward and victory be so sweet. The pain be worth it
Yep.
sometimes.
Sometimes, not
They
every
do.
time.
They do.
So,
Um,
CC, you got we. I'm working on it too, girl. Letting it go.
Yep.
look, sometimes that's all you can do is let go.
Yep.
Let go and trust your heart.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, that's real. What it say? Trust your shundo.
Yep.
Hey, I promise you, because
Trust your heart, huh?
God don't make no mistakes. You know what I mean? So
He
Period.
does not. He,
He does
he
not.
do not make no
None
mistakes.
he
whatsoever.
don't.
CC, you don't.
We're gonna have to have a talk.
Can I get an amen?
Oh, yes, we are.
Oh my gosh!
So everybody in trouble.
Look, we all in
Everybody in
trouble.
trouble.
Look,
Yeah,
hey,
we're in trouble.
so
Yeah.
so look. We got CP going today. So I love this. But you made a comment, CP, about consistency.
Mhm.
Um, is there a difference is there a difference between being consistent and being persistent to you all? And if so, would you all mind enlightening me on where the differences are and or similarities?
I could say persistency. You could be blind
Mm.
to it. You could be blind to being persistent with something because you could try to fit a peg in a square hole and it might not fit. The persistency won't let you see that. Being consistent just means you're going to keep at it until your goal is met. You're just going to keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. Persistency is just, yeah, you have the tenacity to go there, but do you really see the end goal in sight? Are you perceptive to why you're being so insisting that this goal is being met? Because sometimes that door just won't open up for you. So you
Exactly.
sometimes just gotta let it go.
Yeah.
You know?
Let go.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. You know, somebody was
Hey,
constantly
and
asking, can we go
when that
live
door
on
open up, I
Facebook?
don't care if you gotta put your foot in there to keep it open. Hey, it's open. Shoot, look.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Going live on Facebook?
what'd you say?
Going live on Facebook, huh?
Persistently asks.
Yeah,
That was you.
that
That
was
was you.
me. That was yes. Prime example. Prime
That
example.
was you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was very persistent about going live on Facebook. I wanted to give the world just a little bit of EYMF live because we try to we are very different and unique with our approach. We pre-record, so we gave them a little dose of us live, and they loved it. And it gave us a little benchmark if we went live, what it would look like on a consistent basis and or grow.
Yes.
But yes, I was very persistent. I was not consistent with that. I was on top of it, but it wasn't a very nagging way.
How long did it take you to get to go live on Facebook?
Man, a while, months, about 3 to 4 months, yeah. And I was trying to
And
do it from the beginning, and he was like,
and,
"Nah."
and this a four person team.
Yeah.
Shout out to Meg.
Shout out to Meg.
Miss you, Meg.
The votes was always 3-1, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That one being you,
Can you tell me who was the one that didn't want to go live?
CP.
Dang.
CP never wanted to go live.
No, why was that, CP? What was in Josh
Because
JC and that you didn't see?
Hmm.
it didn't benefit our podcast. As in, like, the numbers didn't translate to what the end goal is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun. We got some numbers. But
Right.
do it help us?
No. And
No.
I think for me, I had to realize that. And if you go live, that's cool. That's perfect. But there's so many different angles to podcasting, and going live, it benefits you in the moment because people's brains are programmed when they see something that's right there in front of them, they watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it's gone. They don't go back and watch it again. They don't share it. They're not going to push it. They're not going to support it. It's just it's like a TV show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to go live again to give them a rerun or another episode. So it's to the point now where if you go on Facebook and you share your YouTube link to watch you live on YouTube, people won't go watch you live on YouTube. But you're posting it on the website. Whereas if I was live on this website, you would watch me. So why not click the YouTube link and go and watch me on YouTube? People don't even want to take the time out to go from one app to another to watch you because you're not giving it to them right then and there. But to CP's point, it doesn't support it. It doesn't benefit us. It doesn't. It benefits us to pre-record, edit, create reels, post on YouTube, put reels on TikTok, push our brand to a whole nother level where people are seeing us in other countries. But that was the biggest persistent, consistent situation for me. So thank you, CP. I definitely appreciate that. CC, you a go getter, a jack of all trades. What's your definition, or what's your outlook on the two? Have you ever been persistent about something that you could have just been consistent with, or vice versa?
Well, I really gotta think about it.
Yeah,
I'm still
CC.
thinking about it. Oh, here we go with that, man.
CC.
I've been
I just know you.
consistent about a schedule.
Hey. Only thing I know is you shoot the motherfuckers. That's all I know.
And I don't miss. Consistent with that.
Oh, okay, Steph Curry. All right. 100%, huh? 100% from the field, huh,
All
CC?
right, I'm gonna shut up. I gave my 2 cents.
Oh, there we go. Bang.
Oh gosh. No, CC. No, hey, y'all. CP answered the question for you. You shoot your shot. You don't miss. It's like shooting into the trash can, yelling "Help me." That's what I feel like. But y'all, real quick, y'all. I have been asking. How can I word this? I've been having discussions with people about a couple definitions. Seen a video on social media. This guy was talking about how the world has programmed us to view some things that are good, to view them in a negative light, and vice versa. So, you all have probably seen this video. If you haven't, that's great, because then I get to really do my experiment. But I am going to read 2 definitions to you all. And I want you all to tell me which definition better suits you as a person and your lifestyle. The first definition is having or showing a modest or low interest of one's own importance. Again, having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance. That's the first definition. The second definition is a person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. Again, a person who has an excessive interest in or an admiration about themselves. So, based off of those 2 definitions, which one would you say fits you better as a person?
I'll go last.
Or the second one?
I'm gonna say the first option.
I say
The first one?
Yeah.
CC?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say the first one for me. But it kind of sounds like you don't value yourself,
Right.
low key. Like that's kind of what I'm getting from it. So it does not. I would say, to me personally, neither one suits me because I don't have this inflated sense of self-importance either. But I don't want to feel like, well, I ain't shit. So
Right.
Right.
I would say neither serves me.
Okay.
We had the option to pick neither. I picked neither. I thought we had to pick one. Neither one of them.
Oh my
I
gosh.
take my answer back. CP.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so
So CC selects she selects neither. Miss Noonie B selects neither. CP.
I need you to reread it one more time.
Okay, the first one. The first definition is having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance. The second definition is a person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves.
A mixture of both.
Interesting. Hmm.
I can see why you might say that.
So
What say you, Jay?
this is the fun part here. I'm going to let you know what both of those definitions are for. So the first definition, having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance, is the word humble.
Mm-hmm.
Is the second one conceited?
No, it is not. It's actually a narcissist.
That's So a humble
A
narcissist.
mixture
Like,
of both.
Yeah,
A mixture of both.
yeah.
what kind of mind
So,
is that?
so
You
in,
humble
in,
narcissist.
in all reality, though, when you think about it, we
Humble
have
narc.
been programmed. When you think about it, though, we have been programmed to always sell ourselves short with being
Mm-hmm.
humble. Always. That's the mindset, is to sell yourself short. Yeah, you did something great, but scale it back some because you could be doing worse. That's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, does that affect our mental health? Does that affect the way we view life and the lifestyle of a healthy lifestyle? Like, hey, I just graduated college, but I gotta act like I didn't do much because I don't want to come off as being too like what? Like,
It goes
whereas
back to last week when I was just like, yeah, I built a PC in like 3 hours.
exactly,
Yeah,
which
that's hot shit.
I'm still mind blown by that.
Right.
That's hot shit.
This motherfucker built the whole computer in 3 hours.
Like, my boy. What?
What?
Who does that?
A mixture of both. Because I know
is.
it's a big deal. I know it's a big deal, but it's not.
Well, see, I see that for okay. So CP, what I'm getting from you is like, you know, you the shit, but you don't need outside validation, external self validation to make you feel like, you know what, I am the shit. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Forget that. Hey, look, like I said, bro, Jinx.
No, but Josh,
boy.
he reminds me all the time.
but you gotta,
Bro,
but pop
genius.
your shit, bro.
Yeah.
Pop your shit.
I hate to.
And I feel you because, like, okay, story time. I'm the oldest of how many of us? 5. Well, altogether from my mom and dad's side of the family, it's like 7 of us. First one to like buy a house, all that stuff, like, you know. And I kept that shit so quiet. And my grandma is like the one that's like, you need to be out there. You should have a hustling party. You need to, you need to do this and do that. And I'm like, nah, G. Like, chill out. But I know what that means as a black person in America. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know what that means. Like, I know what it took to get there. I know what it took to like the work it took to get from point A to point Z. So yeah, like, it's nice to say like, yeah, I got this, but I don't be going around telling motherfuckers like, I got this and I got that and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, because it's like, so girl. But
Right.
but that's what we're programmed to do. And I feel like black people on another level, we're always taught to like shut up. Like, you know, pipe down, don't be too humble because you don't do too much of that. So, you know,
Yep.
I love to see black people like out there popping a shit, being like just being in their excellence and not being unabashedly, you know, in their excellence, standing in their like glow. So
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
and
I agree.
I feel like now that I'm in my 30s, I've already started like, you can't tell me shit.
Period.
I've already started that mentality. Like, don't tell me nothing because, baby,
Yeah,
please, you don't even know what it took for me to even get to this point because where I'm from, ain't too many people made it past 25. So, made it
Mm-hmm.
past 18. So, let's just
Mm-hmm.
get that out the way. So, I'm going to pop
exactly.
my shit.
You got to. You
So,
got to. Like what Snoop Dogg say when he got his gold star on the Walk of Fame?
mm-hmm.
I'm proud of me.
Yes.
That's what I'm proud of me. He said,
Yeah.
forget that being humble. I'm proud of me.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell everybody else, give everybody else their accolades, but I'm proud of me because at the end of the day, you come into this world by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhat. I mean, I guess you got a family for sure, but you're born unless you're a twin too. But you get what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and you see this world by yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of accomplishments that you come across. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but your parents can only teach you so much. They can only juice you so much of the game for you to be able to go out and make a lemonade stand.
Mm-hmm.
Some shit you just have to just learn on your own and be like, yep, I need that information. Let me put that in my back pocket. Oh
Yep.
nope, that's bullshit. I'm gonna go ahead and push that to the wayside. You have to learn how to make those decisions. And if you are not in a healthy space, if you're not in a healthy mental space, that's where you start to see shit all blurry and you take the black and the white and you get gray and then the shit get all hazy. We ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
So all in all, just being consciously aware of not just the situations around you, but also the people around you, the energy around you, um, the conversations that are being taken that are going on around you, the music that you're listening to,
Mm-hmm.
the news that you're watching. All of this stuff plays a role in how we move.
That's why I don't watch that shit.
Me
I'm
either.
trying to tell you, I don't
Mm-mm.
watch the news.
Not
The
too much
news is
of it.
broken. It's a
Nope.
propaganda.
It
The
is.
news is a propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful. The agenda they push is sad.
Mm-hmm.
The in the area that you live in demographically, you only want to turn the news on because all it's going to be is about murder.
Mm-hmm.
You know how many athletes and stuff we got out here? How many 14, 15-year-old kids we got that's in college right now? It's a 17-year-old right now that's going. He's going to college as a 17-year-old. I think he has like 15 credit courses already, college courses already completed.
But you don't hear
He's
that.
skipping his junior and senior year of high school to go to college. Like they're not talking about that. You know what I
No.
mean? You have to get on the internet for that now. You got to get on social media to get this information because the
Mm-hmm.
news they still pushing the same agenda
Mm-hmm. And that's why,
because they know some people don't change.
yeah. And like just to add on to like what you were saying, like is what we're being taught, effective to our mental health. And I feel like it starts really, yeah, it starts at the basis of it. Like I don't teach my kids, you know, oh, I'm so proud of you. Like, yes, I say that, but the way that I like push them forward to motivate them is like, oh wow, you should be really proud of yourself. Like, man, I knew how long it took you to do that. Like, you should be really proud of you. And oh my goodness, like, I think you could do it. What about you? Like,
Exactly.
and when you start to transition your thinking to intrinsic thinking for yourself and like being self motivated and being teaching your children at a very young age, because that cuts out a lot of the bullshit that we went through as kids, like people pleasing and bending over backwards for anybody and just saying yes to authority and whatever, like not questioning you know what you want for yourself. So
Yeah.
teaching your kids like at the young age, like your voice matters, like you matter, and what you have to say, you should speak your truth, say what you have to say, don't be afraid, um and be proud of you. Like every little milestone counts,
I
and
agree.
having special needs kids like really has taught me that, like has taught me
Yes.
like the small things that typical children may take for granted, or what we take for granted. Like we literally like
Yes.
celebrate everything we do in my house is a celebration. Like my kids tie their shoes, I'm like, wow, like
Yes.
we throwing these big parties so just because they
Yes.
tied their
Yes.
shoes. But I
Yes.
mean, it really does show, because when they go out into this world, nobody's going to be able to tell them you can't do this or you can't do that. They're going to come back with that. Like, no, that I don't think so. So it really starts with home and, how we feed and pour into our each other, the people around us, but also our children.
Right.
let them know
Right.
like their voice matters, and they
Yes.
have power
Yes.
whether they're small or not. Like, they
Yes.
they should be empowered to feel that they
Yes.
are just as important as grown-ups. So
Yes. Yes. And I love that. That's a great point. When I see a kid that is able to talk to their parent in a way where it's healthy for both sides, like for instance, as a parent, you teach your kid not to do something because it's not right, right? And then you turn around and you unconsciously do it, and your
mhm.
kid regurgitates back and says, "Mom, Dad, you can't do that. That's not nice. That's not fair." In that moment, you might be like, "You little mother,
Right.
Mhm.
give it to me. I don't care what you talk about." But at the same time, you're gonna be like, "Dang, you right. You listen
True.
to me.
Mm-hmm.
True.
All right."
Mhm.
It's a title to that. That's like
Mm.
reverse parenting. I feel
Yep.
It
like
is.
I'm all about the reverse shit. It's like reverse parenting for sure. Like you just told me some shit I told you.
I
I gotta
swear,
respect it.
they
But
keep
give me
me.
that
I
shit,
have a
boy. Look, so
teenager in here right now, and I have to be so careful of what I talk to her about and how I move in this world, because you know, um, with everything, with peer pressure, with dating, and just being out in this world, like you have to. I gotta give her just enough space so she can make her own decisions, make her own mistakes at that. But I gotta remember
right,
too, I've made some of those same mistakes, and I've had some of those same, circumstances. So am I really gonna flip out? As if this is something brand new and oh my God, you should never do this. And, am I coming from a place of fear, or am I coming from a place of like, um, where do we go from here? How do we solve this? What's really going on with you? Can we, let's talk about it before I go off the handle,
Right.
right,
And then you have to change how you view, like, your kids kind of teach you how to change. Like, you have to change with them because they're not the same people, when they started out as the little ones. So they have their own, minds, they have their own opinions. And you got to respect it. Like, I got to respect my 15-year-old just because she doesn't pay any bills in here. That's my broke bestie.
right,
I still value her, and I still have to teach her. I still have to teach her, like, she matters. Her voice matters. So when she comes to me and says, "Hey, mom, I didn't like how you said this," or "I don't like how this happened," or whatever, I got to eat that. I got to take that. She makes a mistake that, I've made. I can't sit there and drag her and, bring her down and judge her, because I was in that same position 20 years ago. So
right.
we have to remember, like, who we're speaking to. We're not speaking to just blank slates. That we're really speaking to just we're little copies of ourselves, like little healed versions of ourselves if we do it right. you know.
Right, right,
So
right.
I would say, just even parenting, like, you got to be real careful on that one. Just
Yeah.
Yes.
be as healthy as you can, and they teach you how to do that too. Because,
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man,
yeah,
there's certain things that happen to you as a kid. You like, damn, I ain't never do that with mine. So
yep.
that's really healing, and
That's a
understanding.
great point. That's a
Mm-hmm.
great point, Miss Nuni B. Quick question:
What's
as
that?
far as translating into something that you've experienced and you're like, "Nah, I'm good." Is there anything that y'all experienced as kids that y'all vow to never do with y'all's kids because y'all know what type of space that put y'all in?
Yeah, like, I really try not to let my external factors affect what's going on with how I treat my kids. Um, like, having anxiety, having ADHD, you know, it's not easy, but I try to just really be aware of how I maintain my space for the family. If I'm not at the best of moods, like my mom, she didn't care growing up. Like, I love my mom, but it's been many times where I felt like growing up on eggshells. That wasn't good. So that was something I always wanted to do away with. Like, I never wanted my kids to feel like, well, we can't talk to mom today. She's having a bad day, or I'm not going to tell her this because she might be upset. Like, I don't want that for them. So I want them to always feel like, you know, I don't want them to know when I'm having a bad day. And if I do, I'm going to let them know mommy's not having a good day. Like, I need y'all to kind of chill out. Like, give me a break or give me 10 minutes. Let me regroup. But
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I feel like self-expression was something that we didn't have either. So that's one thing I really push in my household, like self-expression, you know, say how you feel, because it's not in what white people do. Like, we all got
Right.
feelings, you know.
Exactly.
So
Right. They ain't stop making films and then they color people, y'all. Yeah, we
right,
got
you
feelings
know.
and emotions too.
Right. And we got
Um,
feelings.
exactly.
Yeah.
CP, CC, is there anything that you all do with your kids, parenting technique, conversating, anything that you all did not receive or you did receive and you was like, that, no, I'm not doing that, or yeah, I love that, I'm gonna do that with my kids
Mm.
I'm gonna say the
to
same
impact their mental
thing.
health?
Like I let Trinity speak how she
Yes.
feels. If she's mad at me, I would prefer her to say, like, Mommy, I'm mad at you. Even though she's only 7, I would prefer her to speak how she really feels versus keep it bottled up or be mad. Because, you know, when we were little kids, we'd be in our room, I effing hate you. I can't stand that woman. But, like, Trinity, in the moment, she can say, Mommy, you hurt my feelings when you did this. And even today, family members and friends will be like, you let your kid talk to you like that? And I'm like, yeah, she's a human who she has feelings.
Yeah.
If she's upset, if she's happy, if she's sad, I want her to be able to comfortably express that with me. I don't want her to feel like she got to walk on eggshells. My biological mom,
Mm-hmm.
she was bipolar, and a lot of times she put her hands on me in ways that I would never put my hands on my child. So I don't have a belt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do anything like that. I have yelled at her a few times, but I try not to yell because I don't like loud noises. I don't like anybody. If I'm mad and I start slamming stuff around the house, my anxiety go through the roof. I don't like that. So like I also don't do that with her. I just feel like that creates a toxic environment, and it's not healthy for a child to grow up in that type of environment. So everything that I have is open. She got questions. If I feel like she's old enough, we have those discussions. If I feel like she's not old enough, I figure out a way to kind of water it down until she's old enough. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like that.
A lot.
Yep.
I'm gonna keep it short and simple. I'm just there.
Drop where the mic at?
No, but for I thought
I'm
CP was
here.
gonna say F your
I'm here.
kids.
That's it. That's it.
I really did. I was like,
No, not at all. Not at all. No, I'm there.
That's what's up.
My son not gonna be like, oh, why daddy didn't come here? Why daddy didn't come here? Why he didn't do this? Why? Mm-mm.
Right.
I'm there.
Right.
I didn't have my father growing up. He don't have his.
Your kids would never have to figure out how to get through life without their dad.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Think about
Never.
that. Like say that to
Never.
yourself. Like
Never.
you had to figure out, or someone had to step in and help you
Mm-hmm.
get about life.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had my
Give birth
grandfather
to
for
you.
that.
You know what I mean? When you say that in your head, it's like, what if that person wasn't there? Like, what if they didn't step up? Like, so to your point,
Right.
it's like a driving force for you. Like, it's like a fire that's burning inside of you. You know what I mean?
But who's to say if I be the same person with him in my life?
That part. That's the part. I don't even have any kids, but that's the parts parents forget. You having a kid in your life is changing you. You're not changing your kid. Your kid's going to grow to be who they're going to be. They're changing you. You're already here. You were already the piece of shit person you were, or not the piece of shit person you were before that person was here. They are here to help you become better. And the parents
Right.
that run away from those responsibilities, they don't understand they are setting themselves back so many years. Like, bro, you have no idea what this human being can grow to be. They grow to be a fucking famous person with a lot of money. You're going to be that dad that's going to be trying to figure out their number calling from a payphone. Like,
Right.
oh my God, you just made such a good
Oh,
point.
Not
You
a
made such a good
payphone.
point, man. I ain't even got no kids, y'all, but I've been around
but
kids since
no,
I
for
was
real.
6
Like,
years old.
do I
I've been
turn
around
out
kids
to
since I
be the
was 6.
person I am?
Huh?
Do I turn out to be the person I am with him in my life?
Right, exactly.
Maybe it was for the best that he wasn't.
Yeah.
Are you as driven? Are you as hungry? Are you as determined without your kids? Or
Ugh.
if you had your kids and you're not active, what does that do for you on the flip side? Does that take your determination and make it just as much negative as it is positive?
I
Like,
think that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother
I
episode.
think it
man,
is.
look,
Cause I was
when
gonna
I tell
say,
you, look, people,
Yeah.
don't get us started. When it comes to this content and this high level conversation, we could really go at it. I'm trying to tell y'all, look, world, don't
I'm
play with
in it.
us.
I'm just saying. I'm
Don't play
just
with us. We
saying.
can dig deep. We can dig deep. We can really have you thinking like, dang, hold on, time out. They going deep with this. So
Yeah.
to your point, CP, yeah, we don't give them too much because we at the beginning of book 2, so we got a whole nother season to give them good content, man,
But
for
just
sure.
to tag on to what CP said, kids don't just change you. They also change the relationships that you have with your parents.
Yep.
So you really start looking back like, damn, ma, you really did that.
Look,
So if you thought that was okay, I've had a few conversations with my OG like, ma, that's not cool. I don't think that was the best way you could have did that. And the only thing she could tell me was I can only operate from the realm of my own understanding. So
yep,
if I wasn't taught that, I'm sorry. My best was my best. And
yep,
sometimes we have to just eat it that our parents' best wasn't good enough.
yep,
And
exactly.
it's no reflection on like whether they loved us or, are they good or bad
Hmm.
people. It's just really like my mom ain't know
That was the best they could
is
do.
what they could
Yep,
do. Like they didn't
yep,
understand what therapy was, what gentle parenting is. Like they just
yep,
knew I gotta go to work, I gotta feed these kids, and y'all just gonna respect what I gotta do. And if you don't like it, you get the hell out.
Mhm. Yep.
exactly,
It
exactly.
had I was
And
my
you,
mama had raised me the same way. I was good, but she's still walking around with chicks and shit. So
exactly, yeah, yeah. And it's crazy when you say that because parents. I'm not a parent, but I had a parent, so I seen it. When it comes to parenting, that parent and child is kind of like it might be the first for them. It might be a trial and error. Um, when it comes to that situation, it's like a color scheme in a sense. It's like you have like the blue and the yellow, right? And then you like this is the mom and this is the child, and like growing up throughout life, their child is always around them, so they pick up their habits, and then unconsciously this child goes and has a child, which is the green one right here, which is the combination of both of them. You know what I'm saying? So that parent is like, damn, not only do I got my offspring, but your offspring is like me. So it's like that. It's like that. Okay, get out the way. You got an offspring now that I can really love because I did it once already, so I know how to do it this time. That's why it sucks that the grandchildren always get the long end of the stick because that grandparent is doing it for a second time, so they know how to do it right. You know what I'm saying? It's like you with that computer, CP. You built it right the first time. So if you was a parent in the computer world, bro, you would have been golden, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you killed it in 3 hours. You know what I
Period.
mean? All parents don't get
right.
that right the first time. So yeah, when it comes to that parenting, bro, it's great. That's why you see a lot of parents that weren't there for their kids come back around when their kids have kids because it's like, damn, I fucked up with you. I'm sorry, but I know now. Like I'm not in that same space.
Mm-hmm.
So
Unless you my pops, that nigga ain't coming around.
hey, mine either, bro. Mine either.
Oh well.
Let's just say ego is a real thing, and it's detrimental to your health, your
Yeah.
mental health, like we talking about. And when you have an ego, it puts you in a space where even when you want to do something, you can't because you don't have the testicle fortitude to make it happen. I'll say that
Hmm.
for a better choice of words. So, with
The
that being
balls,
said,
nigga. The
y'all,
balls.
y'all amazing.
And that's
I
cool.
love y'all. Miss Noonie B, thank you for joining the EYMF podcast. We
Thank you for
definitely
having me.
appreciate you for sure.
Yes.
You are definitely welcome back whenever you want to.
Yes.
Definitely love having you on the show.
Yes. Thank you.
And once again, from us to you, good luck to all your future endeavors.
Yes.
Sure, you're
Thank
gonna be
you.
great.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Thank
when you
you.
kick it off, definitely we would love to join you and
Oh yes, y'all.
talk some more content
Come
for
on. Come on.
sure.
Come on. Come
So
on. Come on.
for sure. So world, we're gonna go ahead and let y'all know that this is not the end of this episode. We are gonna go ahead and give y'all part 1 because we definitely have some more to talk about. So there will be a part 2 coming to an apple a day. So we're gonna go ahead and give y'all
And
an apple a
and
day part 1.
and Miss Nene D will be back for part 2.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I
exactly.
will.
Exactly.
Yes, we will.
Yes. We're gonna go ahead and bring her back for part 2. We're gonna get that to y'all for sure. And once again, Meg, we ain't forgot about you. We love you. See you soon. CP, my brother, as always, thank you. And CC, thank you so much, ma'am.
No problem.
World, as always, closing remarks. Make sure that y'all are moving throughout this thing we call life very, very smart, very strategically. Make sure you keep your mental fresh and sharp. When you feel like you're in a space where your mental is not right, stop everything you're doing, pause everything, and get it right. Counseling, therapy, venting to your people, don't matter what the situation is, but you only get one brain, you only get one life, so you got to make the most out of it. Keep the right people around you and understand what stage you are in life, whether it's separation, whether it's acceptance, whether it's moving forward, closure, or whether it's starting a new beginning. You know what I mean? Because we're all in one of those stages.
Yeah.
So with that being said, until next time, bro.
Yeah, hurry up.
I won't ever think I'm better than the next man. I've been down before to come up, I ain't stressing. Baby, I'm too busy counting all these blessings.